They really work towards recognition. So if you are working with a Gen Y-er, just buy them a little trophy every month. You're doing a good job. We love you. Keep it going. They also were the first generation, and this was documented, the first generation that has more self-esteem than talent. When I first started speaking, it was that male-female thing. We are over that. Because we have a bigger fish to fry. We got the generations right now in the workplace, and especially in associations. The associations today have 4 generations. My goal today is for you all to begin to understand why you need these generations. Since I worked with Ralph, I like the word traditional, so I'm going to go with the traditionalists. And these are folks that were, well, they're over 60 right now. They were born before 1946. These are the people that had vision. These are the people that believed that they would sacrifice for the greater good. This is the generation that had sayings like, a penny saved is a penny earned, right? Money doesn't grow on trees. My dad would say, turn off the lights, we don't own the electric company. I mean, did you hear things like this? Nose to the grindstone. I mean, Gen Y, do you know what a grindstone is? Baby boomers, I'm one. I went to Ohio State University. My first week of school, we're all sitting in the stadium, and they say, look to your left, because there were 10,000 of us. Look to your left, look to your right. These people will not be here when you graduate. And I'm thinking, wow, what great motivation that is. That's pretty much, we are called the kick in the pants, get up and brush yourself off generation. There was no coddling. This is the generation that said, cry, I'll give you something to cry about. Right? Think about it. Now we've got little yellow signs, baby on board, precious cargo in here, baby on board. We got our identity from praise, and we got our praise from work. And here's the deal, we want to work and we want you to see us there, see? You see, if I work all weekend, I'm going to come in and tell everybody. Man, I worked all weekend. I was here at work working all week. The janitor saw me. Generation X. I love this generation because you see all the mess-ups that we as baby boomers did, they're going to fix them. You see, they have got to deal with the Social Security. They're going to have to deal more with the war. They're going to have to deal with pretty much everything that's going on right now. Don't get stressed. But it's yours. We're sorry. Is that enough? Can we say it again? We're sorry. And there they were. There they were, the latchkey kids. That's what we called them back then. Now, what happened with this generation? Well, it's a generation of firsts. This is a generation that had to check on their Halloween candy. Remember that? The neighbor next door could have put razor blades into those milk duds. We are going to sit down and look at everything. Remember, you all remember that, and we would begin to, yes, yes, oh, I like that. Okay, no. We started checking out your candy. Do you remember that? Okay. This is the first generation that experienced divorce, and also, you know, when I speak up in the Midwest and up in the North, this is the first generation whose parents were laid off. So, yeah. So you began to see this wasn't this happy world anymore. Dad or mom got laid off, and there was a lot of stress going on. This generation wasn't allowed out. We locked you in. Yes, we did. We know. We're sorry. Is this making everybody feel better? This is like a wash. I know that Devin, you called it the millennials, but I call it Generation Y. Like in, well, why? Why do I have to come in that time every morning? Well, nobody does anything till 10 o'clock. Why? I've been here 2 weeks. It's time for a raise. Years ago, I had a couple clothing stores here in Houston. Well, actually, I had 4. And I would spend every Sunday night in front of the TV kind of vegging out, writing a to-do list for my staff in the morning. Every Sunday, I got these great ideas of all the changes that we could make on Monday morning. And I would go in on Monday morning so excited, and I would talk to everyone about all the changes. And I didn't see that excitement in their face. And I realized that I needed to write a program called Change is Good, You Go First. The line is long, they're moving slow, and she's doing all that body language, and I'm waiting, because I want to take notes on this one. And she turns to me and she goes, look at this. Look at all these people. Can you believe it? I go, yeah, it's Sunday night. Oh, no, it's not just Sundays. Every time I come into this store, every time I come here, it's like this. And I went, oh, I know why. I said, you know, see that guy, the manager over there? I saw him looking out the window, and he saw your car, and he turned around and he went, oh, she's here. And he went upstairs and he called everyone. He said, come, she's here now. And she looked at me and she went, and she moved over and she walked to another lane. You gotta call these victims, it's too much. The negativity is gonna kill us. And so in order to get through this victim, we have to once in a while say how great we are. It was hard for me, because I think I've been a victim many times. I'll go home and go, man, that audience, they didn't get me. And I have a friend that I was kind of like complaining to. About 2 years ago, I got a call on my cell phone late at night. I was in Austin, and it was him. He was at an airport in Las Vegas, and this is what he did. Karen, I'm in Vegas. I got to tell you something. I just came off the stage, and I rocked. I rocked like a rock star. But he rocked? 80% standing ovation. They love me. I'm going, how did they know 80%? And I go, great, bye. And I hung up the phone. And I'm thinking, wow, he called me to tell me he rocked. I'd never heard it before. A week later, same thing, phone call. I rocked. He calls me every time he rocks, and I realize something. Sometimes when we do something so fabulous, you want to tell somebody, but your family's heard it. I asked his wife if he calls her, and she said she doesn't answer the phone. I decided I was in Minneapolis. It was snowing. I was good. I rocked. So I decided, who can I call? Oh, I have an older sister, Patty. I called Patty, and I'm in the airport because I'm so excited. I go, Patty, I'm in Minneapolis. I just did a group of hardware people, and I got to be honest with you, I rocked. Nothing. I rocked. I rocked like a rock star. Dead silence, and finally she said, have you been at the bar? So what's the deal? Why can't we tell people when we rock? And then I started thinking about it, and I think we get scared. So, like, if you rock, is there enough rock for me? You see, branding is the hottest buzzword out there today. Companies of all sizes are really searching for a brand identity, and they're spending a lot of money to do it. About a year ago, I was hired by a big oil company. I went up to Chicago and I worked with their entire pipeline group because they were interested in getting each member of their organization to identify what their brand was. These guys would come in, and maybe they didn't like their supervisor, maybe they didn't like their boss, and instead of staying within the company and marketing themselves, they were leaving. Now, this company realized that they were spending millions of dollars to train these people, and they were losing the talent. And so they decided that if we did a personal branding program where each engineer in that company understood what their uniqueness was, that department heads would be attracted to them, and they would be able to maneuver themselves within the company. It's smart. So branding today has trickled down to the individuals, and I'm so excited to be talking to all of you business owners today because you all need a brand. See, when you walk in the room, our heads are like ticking away. We are thinking, pretty cool. I'm going to sit next to him. Or they're thinking, you know what, I got to move because she is a talker, and I don't want to be around her. You see, we are thinking things about you all the time. It's discovery, design, distribution, and delivery, the 4 Ds of branding. This is like figuring out right now, before you leave here, who you really are. Then you're going to have to understand the brand of each one of your employees, because everyone that works for you needs to be the same. You know, like that little mini-me, you know, you complete me. They need to complete you because they need to be a mini you, because it's your values and your ideas. So the discovery process, it goes deep. And the first question I ask everyone, so I'm not going to let you off the hook, is, well, think back to when you were in school, under the age of 10. Who can think back that far? Keep going to 10. Before you were a teenager, I want you to think about, what did you get in trouble for? Yeah, some of you got it already. You're laughing. You need to really think about that. Some of you, okay, I never got in trouble. I'm looking at your face. You think I never got in trouble. But what did your mom and dad, when you were really, really little, what did your mom scold you for? Really think back, and you might, some of you have to take more time. What was it? Because if you look at your behavior as a child, that is your natural talent.